Gate hasn't played in the LCS for so long. I think he played in like Optic, like spring split, like last year.
He played on a few teams, and I think he was known that he could play multiple positions.
Yeah, because he played mid too. Like back in the day when Shao got like banned or whatever, he like covered for him in like mid lane, I think, and played support. I don't know if he's played anything else, but yeah, he can definitely play more than one role.
But that bot lane is very, very questionable when you measure them up against just about any other bot lane in the league, including the FlyQuest bot lane. You can't like Altec and Gate to really be trying to play other than weak side. Let's try to not lose our game, our team the game early on.
Yeah.
And frankly, taking away Ezreal kind of hurts them because I'm sure they'd like to take it just to have his safe, reliable farming lane.
Yeah. Oh, Kai'Sa. Nice.
So with the buffs,
this is not normal already.
We're seeing
well,
we are seeing more Kai'Sa
like
play than we were previously in season 10. Most likely going to pick the support here. And
yep.
Nautilus definitely rounds out this comp. Just filling with what the team didn't have. Added some tank, added some reliable CC and engage.
Yeah.
Going to give some kill threat on.
Oh, I really like the Rakan here. I really like the Rakan here. Ignore on characters like Rakan and stuff is amazing. Literally just like don't put him on stuff like Karma, put him on stuff that can play make really well.
That's what he's shown in spring 2020. Absolutely, I agree.
Oh,
let's see if he can get going here. Week 1, day 2.
Not even just spring, dude. Like literally it's like forever since he's been in pro. That's what he's been. Like back in even in 2017 Worlds, like remember when him and like Hansama on Misfits?
Yeah.
Like he played with playmaking sports then too, like significantly, or like ones that you'll remember. The more significant, you'll remember the Leona and the Blitzcrank, and it was like he's god.
They were playing around him. They were definitely one of their major win conditions.
Yeah.
Misfits has kind of done that year in and year out. They've surprised people, and being able to sneak into the playoffs, win series when it matters.
Yeah.
Even head to Worlds.
Yep. Almost beat SKT. Imagine how different that would have been if Misfits beat them in the game 5. That would have been crazy.
Game changing. They get lifted to elite status. Then.
Yep.
And we just had a black screen. Do you also see the black?
Yep. Same here.
Okay. We're back. So definitely Immortals will have the stronger side bottom. They should be able to be a little bit aggressive, especially if they get some assistance from the jungler.
Yep.
Look for some focus on bot lane on the Immortals side.
I feel as if PoE is either going to play LeBlanc or Orianna. Wait, is Azir? I'll tell you after Gate picks who he's going to play. It'll either be Azir, LeBlanc, or Orianna, I think. One of those three.
Well, they would all work in this situation. You are picking blind, so it's whoever you'd feel most comfortable. Maybe the Corki here might be.
Corki's been banned away.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was in the second rotation.
I don't think he'll play LeBlanc into that. But I think Orianna or Azir is definitely what he's going to pick. I hope I'm not dummy and wrong, but I think that's what he'll pick. Oh, I'm dummy wrong.
Really, that's a strong matchup for Cassiopeia. Galio is fairly strong against most meta mid laners at the moment, but he doesn't have the range to fend off Cassio. Yeah.
Yeah, because like the miasma, her W, it's super good into him.
Yep.
You can make it so he can't use his dash. It's pretty good. I feel like Pollock wins that matchup into Santor in the jungle matchup.
Yep. I'm going to be interested to see how Soaz does in the top lane, whether he's aggressively trying to poke out solo or whether he's fine with it just farming out.
I wonder what build he's going to take. I don't know if he'll just like build like actual support items or if he's going to go AP or tank. There's a few different things you can do.
It really does seem that Graves will have kind of some more opportunities to gank. I think he has a lot more chance to finish up a gank on the bot side. You have reliable CC in the mid. Top might be a little bit hard because Karma should be pushing.
I think bot lane, like in an all-in from both sides, that yeah, Immortals are going to win, but in general, I think that FlyQuest is just naturally going to push that lane, seeing as they're too ranged into one range, one melee. But I also couldn't say for sure, because Rakan, although he has range, it's like pretty low attack range.
If I'm the Kindred in this situation, I'm thinking about playing around mid, playing around top. I think I leave bot on an island. There, early vision. Santorin saw him, so knew that ward was there.
Yeah.
Just trying to get locations of the jungler, so mission succeeded. Holocaust was one of your early wards there for Ica.
Hiding that blue buff, real nice, man.
And there's Soaz going the W second.
Yep. Definitely taking some good trades in top lane.
This is where he should really look to take advantage of the lane, and there he goes, landing the Q. One thing that catches my eye is the big CS lead that Power of Evil already has, pushing the wave right into Ica.
I think part of the reason it's like that is because Ica went and walked towards the blue buff to try and spot out Santorin a minute ago. He probably missed a little bit off of that. Might have at least.
There, Graves taking the Scuttle Crab. Eating over the Dragon Pit just to hide his actions. Soaz knows this is most likely started. I mean, they have vision of the jungler once again. They know where Santorin is. with this neutral lane state, you really have to favor Wild Turtle and Ignar. I don't think they mind going farm for farm.
Yeah. Oh. Arcane shift forward. The Wild Turtle special.
Yeah, I think he's starting to feel comfortable in this lane. He's
I'd like to see Kindred, Santorin head bot and try and look for something. Even though like Immortals wins the all-in 2v2, they have so much gank set up with the Recon on FlyQuest.
I'm interested to see where Galio is going to roam when he gets his level 6 up. I think bot lane would be the most likely.
Right now, though, Santorin. Oh, no, they're looking top.
They do early flash. Potluck's going to get right in there to be able to get the damage.
I don't know. I don't think he needed a flash, honestly. He had W still, no?
He did. He did.
He still had the Haymaker. I don't think he needed to. Gonna be a free drag for the Kindred.
Even game state. Pretty much all lanes doing pretty even. Galio going to land the double taunt. That follow-up knock-up onto Ignar won't be enough to take him out, but Ica is deep. Going to flash out of there. Going to go ahead and land the ults. Remember, there is damage reduction. There is a magic shield that is caused when he does that. So despite not getting the knock-up, did get the shield to go 1-for-1. First blood over the Nautilus. Gate getting that first blood, but Ica is going to re-engage here. Trading CC with Solo, not able to sustain that damage. Soaz getting all kinds of damage. You were asking, what's he going to do? What kind of build is he going to go? Well, he's going AP and cooldown reduction. Early with the boots. Oh, he just got out. Wasn't sure if Soaz was going to throw a blind Q or something just to see. But
are you casting right now?
Yeah.
Like, are you like streaming right now, or not streaming but recording?
I am recording.
Gotcha.
This all started with a good play from Aka, maneuvering around the knockup from Ignar, landing the double taunt, then giving his team the shield in which to re-engage this. Now Gate flashed forward to make sure to trade that kill, but he did get first blood. There once again, Galio with the taunt.
That was a lot of damage from Soaz, and he like barely has any AP items.
Yeah.
He only has the amp
that was
there.
Yeah. He hit both of them there with it.
Yeah.
So we've got ourselves possibly the first competitive game of the day. Summer 2020.
Maybe.
Yeah, well, it's even gold. FlyQuest up that first dragon. We've already seen them lose in day one.
Yeah.
Mind you, they're not facing C9. It's a whole different animal against this Immortals team.
Ignar just has so much pressure on the map. He's just roaming so much. Although I don't think Ezreal is a champ that's like really like the Wild Turtle's really known for. it's a really good champ for FlyQuest to pick just because of the style of play, right? With the like perma roaming from Ignar.
Yeah, you can farm with your Q. You got your out with your E.
Yep.
So as pushing the wave in, gonna rotate. Let's see if they prioritize this Rift Herald or any sort of deep vision. Doesn't look like it. Here's Gate, also matching Ignar's roam.
Ike again engaged on.
Gate is in a lot of trouble here. He's into 3 members and at level 6 as a roaming support. You might try to help, but in that situation, it wasn't going to happen.
Ooh. Alright, he's gonna smite it. Doesn't want to play with fire there.
Here, the FlyQuest side winning that skirmish, gonna add an objective to it. Rift Herald. Also have that first dragon. Remember, second dragon is coming up right now. Once again, engaging on things. This is the Galio. Ica landing that taunt. Doing all kinds of insults towards his enemies because these taunts are landing. All right, they're hitting close to home. Like he's saying something like about their moms or their sister or I don't know, some sort of family member that they're close to, or you know, maybe he's insulting Dragon Ball Z. I don't know, but these taunts are landing 100%. Potluck just has the few camp advantage. Now going even in the dragons. Remember, Santorin does have the Rift Herald up, and it is before 14 minutes. Lots of plates still on the map. All of the plates still up for Immortals.
Kind of crazy to see because, like, you'd expect Balling to at least have, like, 1, maybe 2, considering how much Ignar's been roaming, but I guess Nautilus has been matching him, has been trying to match the roams, so maybe not.
Alright, so now we're playing keep track of the TP game. So as TP's back to lane, Solo is going to push it in and get back to base. His TP is up. And he's going to walk to lane and hold that TP up. Alright, so advantage for FlyQuest. So let's see if Solo and the FlyQuest squad can set up a ward that he can get in on. His team does have Rift Herald. With a well-placed teleport, you can really open up the map. You can knock down first turret if you play it right. Mortals are going to have a pretty good idea what's going on. That roaming Nautilus has been a staple. Got that Moby boots.
Also important to notice that Ignar did pick up the Merc Treads this game rather than the Mobies, even though he is roaming a lot. If you look at the side of Immortals, they have a ton of CC. With the Galio and Nautilus alone, that's like, if they combine their CC properly and chain it right, that's like a solid like 6 or 7 seconds of chain CC.
Once again, Gates out in the front. He's already getting a lot of damage down towards him. Santorin's going to look to finish. Gates going to use the stopwatch.
Stopwatch, excuse me, yeah.
And Ica is most likely not wanting to get in a full-on engage. His support having to back. Happy to clear out a little bit of vision. I like this use of the Rift Herald. It's right before 14. You're using it mid lane. You're not likely to get the tower, but these are some key plates, and this is the most likely tower to go down now, and it's the first one right in the middle, right in the center of the map. Gives you a lot of control. That's going to be some gold now. Power of Evil, Santorin. I really look for Power of Evil to have a buy right now, and then really look for him to turn on with his champion. Just gonna go over and secure blue buff.
He does have a pretty decent lead on Ica currently. Those plates coming in and the CS discrepancy as well. Things are looking pretty good for PoE right now.
I think he's sitting on at least 1,500 of gold right now. So I think he'll have even more of an item advantage when he gets back to base and uses some of it. Proto Belt now completed for Galio. Really helps him with his ability to move in on the team. Now that since taunt has been changed, the W, having that Proto Belt really helps get around using that instant movement speed and damage.
I was thinking they might have gone for a bot dive there, but I'm glad they didn't, because it would have been a triple kill on FlyQuest with Ignar exhaust and flash up and knock up and whatever his ultimate is. I think it's like silence or fear or something like that. Would have been brutal for them.
You were mentioned the gold that Power of Evil has, and just look on the left-hand side of the screen. Total gold, way above everyone else, about 1,000 up on the nearest one.
Potluck, which is the nearest one. Is pretty refreshing to see AP Karma top lane. Normally, if it's play top, it's literally just like the support build or it's like a tank build. But it is nice to see the AP coming out. It's always satisfying to see an RQ from Karma chunk the whole enemy team, or an RE for engage.
It seems like Soa has been piloting the champion pretty well so far, getting lots of damage there, being aggressive, flashing on him into the W. And that's a pretty aggressive play to not even continue walking with your tether. Like, that's the type of damage you're talking about, right? Now his team must believe. It's like, yes, he does damage, folks. Believe him. Look, he's got that Loon's Echo already done.
That right there is a great reason to take Phase Rush over Conquer. But a fight breaking out in the mid lane, anything gonna come of it? Doesn't look like it.
Looks like Potluck just wants to help his teammate push it in so that they can rotate towards this dragon. They might even look for the trade. FlyQuest has the river warded already. This would be their second dragon. The second Rift Herald is up, though. It seems like Graves is going to prioritize some farm before going for that. Let's see what he decides to do. FlyQuest has to know something else is happening. If you're not going to challenge for the dragon, you got to figure Graves is doing his own jungle, counter jungling, or he based, or he took Rift Herald, or all the possibilities.
They got to know at this point that he's on it. I do see some pings coming out. It does look like they know, but the Kindred did take a late reset, you know. No real response from the side of FlyQuest, so it is going to be a free Rift picked up for Immortals. Well, not quite free, because they did lose the dragon, but no contest.
Remember, first tower was taken, so they're no longer fighting for first tower. Look for Immortals to win a small skirmish or some sort of team fight and then use that. Once again, Soaz getting the better of the trade.
Soaz looking pretty good on this Karma, but a fight breaking out in the top lane. Ignar going to miss the knock-up. Going to be a quick disengage.
Very close there. You hit that, it's a whole different ballgame.
I think the heal on Ica here was actually a really, really good idea. He has avoided literally 2 knockups from Ignar that could have more than likely been him being dead if he didn't have it.
Every little bit of movement helps, and you do get a little bit of movement with that heal and sustain as well. Like you said, you could use it offensively, defensively.
More trades coming out here. Soaz is gonna, or Solo should say, is gonna all in. This must be Solo.
He's got a good chance, but he doesn't have minions with him. Soaz does have the minion advantage.
I'm pretty certain Soaz just got the biggest minion block of the century.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, he's gonna TP out.
Very nice. It's an important fight that we just got to see there. Solo getting the advantage on Soaz. Now could exercise more side lane control.
I don't know if that pun was intentional, but like exercising and doing the sit-ups or
Yeah.
crunches.
We're not above puns here on this cast. Absolutely not.
Ooh.
FlyQuest, though, still with a slight advantage, but the Rift Herald here held by Immortals.
You got to be a little bit scared if you're the side of FlyQuest here, just because last season Immortals picked up so many wins just because of how well they play late game. And when you hear them talking about how Soaz is this veteran and stuff, it's like he's so good at shot calling these late game team fights. And I'm curious to see if FlyQuest is going to be able to come out on top, despite them having a lead right now. I'd actually give Immortals favor winning this game.
Nice. That was a way they did win a lot of games. So, judging by the past, then absolutely. But FlyQuest has known to do team fights well, and they did have a good spring 2020 season where they were able to win some of these late game team fights. So we're gonna have to see. I think both of them, they want to establish themselves as the clear number 2 team in the league. Immortals will have a little bit of way to go on that.
I'm sure Immortals are really hungry to prove everyone wrong, though, because I'm almost certain every single LCS caster has them as number 10 on the power rankings, and you can't really blame them.
Yeah, well, considering like the mid and bot side of the map are very, very suspect, and
them subbing Smithy seems crazy from the outside, right?
It seems absolutely wild because he's arguably your best player on your team. It's really easy to make an argument that he's the rock on the team, and you should play around him, and he should he should be dictating where the fights are going to be happening.
Yeah, I don't even think there is an argument to be had. It's just like kind of like hands down, he's really good compared to everyone else that was on his team. But still, Immortals doing well against the runners-up from last split.
Absolutely, have to hand it to Potluck, getting a CS lead, not dying. Here you go with the second Rift Herald of the game.
And right after you hand it to him, he whiffs a Graves ultimate.
Team got some damage on that mid turret. They are looking around this dragon. It's the 4th dragon. Dredge line from Gate's going to start it out. Gate is saying, oh, I bit off a little bit more than I could chew. Solo apparently has some hit points.
Power of Evil already picking up a double kill. Going to keep chasing.
There. That was lights out for the Galio. Trying to E away, but instead getting the knock up. You know Wild Turtle's going for this. You know it.
Of course, there's no doubt in my mind.
If there was an E forward, he was definitely doing this.
And just as I say, I think Immortals are going to win a beautiful fight from the side of FlyQuest. Really well played. You got a double kill on your 2 carries. Things are looking really, really good for the side of FlyQuest.
That's Cassiopeia getting solo goal in that mid turret, casually walking by. So, she's sitting on, her possibly finishing her 3rd item.
Also has like 50 CS on the Galio here.
Yeah, real big gold advantage.
And honestly, in this game right now, even though Immortals are still in it, we're seeing we're seeing right now basically why Power of Evil is a top 2 mid laner in the league, and why Ica is a bottom 2 mid laner in the league.
Yeah, well, he's definitely showing it in this game. Jensen and Bjergsen like to have a word with you, though. But here we're seeing the fight, and it was started by Gate. He knew that his team, was making its way down towards Dragon, but FlyQuest able to group just a little bit quicker, and Solo is able to tank all kinds of damage with the set. And at this point, this is where Ezreal can really shine, chasing down kills.
Does a lot of damage, even just with his auto attacks. It's really crazy.
Nice follow up there from Ignar. No question about that.
For sure.
And I really like to see how they're gonna stack up against some of these top bot lanes in the LCS. This Wild Turtle Ignar.
Yeah,
I think they have the potential to show that, you know, they can be a top 3. I'll say.
For sure. Not gonna go with the bold statement of top 2 like I did with PoE.
It was very bold. I like those spicy predictions, and we're gonna have to see. Frankly, if Power of Evil does look like a top mid laner, then their chances are going to do very very well. They're going to once again finish in the top 3, and you know, as an org, with their recent success with the whole tree planting campaign and the whole Go Green initiative, now they're doing, I think, something for the oceans. You have to hand it to them. They're really turning this brand around and doing it with strong performances first and foremost.
On the top side, Solo almost gets taken out. Gonna get Flash, gets him away from danger. Might be looking for something on Pollock here. Gate is gonna be there. They aren't gonna find this tower quite yet. They're just gonna disengage, and Wild Turtle's just gonna keep farming up that mid wave.
Now,
Ignar, though, is he gonna get caught out here? Just some trades going on. He's got a couple of his team members down bot lane, so nothing much is gonna be happening. But in the mid lane, Wild Turtle finally gonna get this tower. We see on the top side, Solo is still pushing in the top lane. So as just backed, so top tower is going to go down as well, and it's going to just be up to FlyQuest to start breaking the base now.
Yeah, I think Wild Turtle is really trying to go for that gold lead. He's sick of seeing Power of Evil with the most gold in the team, and he's like, all right, guys, I got solo mid. Yeah, let me get these 2 towers. Let me get them solo gold. Yeah, he does not want to play second fiddle, okay? Not even to possible top 2 mid laner, Power of Evil. You've heard it by Joosh here. Remember this, folks.
Hey, I swear he was voted second All-Pro in Spring Split. I'm pretty sure he was. I don't think he did that bad. He was pretty good.
I think he did pretty well. Again, I like your spicy prediction. We have it here. Rav's prediction, Wild Turtle Ignar, top 3 bot lane. Let's see. Good things would have to happen for FlyQuest. For either of those things to happen, you generally would have to say, oh, okay, well then FlyQuest is winning some games, and you know they're doing something. But 10,000 gold, 26-minute mark. It's an awfully big hill to climb.
Yes, it is.
If you're FlyQuest, you really could wait for the soul here, but Set's not having any of
soul.
that. It's a fight between Set and Nautilus of who's going to be the tankiest engager of them all, and it tends to be Set winning that battle, but not this time. Power of Evil with the Petrifying Gaze going to get in on the back, but he's going to get CC'd up. Ica being able to get the stoppage onto Cassiopeia on the back end, and he's once again on the back onto Ignar. We're seeing the ult from Kindred going to stop the deaths going down, and FlyQuest coming in the backside. They're going to be trying to finish off this fight. It's a 3-on-2 down towards the end. Wild Turtle is going to try to finish off that kill, but trading back is Ignar going down. Power of Evil going down late as well.
What a fight.
FlyQuest getting that onto the back end. Yeah, he's going for it. You know he's going for it.
He's going to flash over. He's got to get this kill, right? Oh, God.
He's not going to. He had to hit some of those
Wild
cues.
Turtle special. Flash him forward. But he's going to hit the ult. Misses the true shot barrage. No.
Got to be one of the harder champs to hit a true shot barrage on.
Yeah, for sure.
Karma putting the E in herself. But there's the soul. 2 inhibitors down.
Yeah. Yep.
Immortals, they went for it. Ica landing all the CC he could. Power of Evil and Wild Turtle, too much damage. If you take down one threat, the other threat is right around the corner. Solo is doing a good job starting off these team fights, getting in, and now he's got the GA complete. He can already go down once, be right back up.
FlyQuest is definitely looking to put the nail in the coffin here. Looking at their items, you see the GA getting picked up by Solo, and you also see the mid and the bot, Wild Turtle and PoE should say, both picking up stopwatches. You got to think that Yeah, last fight of the game is coming up here for sure.
And they're going to be
Definitely gonna look
proactive. They're going to
positive.
go ahead and start this Baron. They're going to put the decision to Immortals. You're going to check. Doesn't look like they are.
Graves is bot side. They're just gonna give.
Ignar is very deep, being a scout. And with no fight there, you look for them to push and to finish.
The real question is, what would it take for IMT to win a fight at this point? Like, how does IMT come back? What do they do here?
It would have to revolve around a Nautilus engage with Galio following up on top, but the factors of being able to do that underneath the tower while your team is kiting back and doing damage at the same time it's very unlikely, but I see a dredge line under tower here would be the best way forward. Do you see any other way?
I'm honestly just really looking for Altec to do something in these fights. He hit his 3-item power spike. You know, he's starting to get big, so maybe you have Altec going a little hyphy, jumping into the back. I think it would even be worth it for him to pick up a stopwatch, so maybe they try something like him diving into their team, and that's how Ica follows up with the ult, because I don't think they have a much better way to do it, but it looks like there might be a fight starting here.
With that top inhibitor going down, you're going to see a stream of super minions going into IMT's base, and they have to reset now with Gate taking a lot of damage. And you'd have to think when Gate heals up that this is going to be their go time, is right at this moment. You're not going to get a better chance at right now. You've got still one tower left, and there he is with the Dredge Light going to get on to Set, but Set can't be the target that you normally go on because he's going to tank more than you can. Graves is going to die on the back line, so is Altec. Soaz is trying, and not even the EU vet can outlast the damage of FlyQuest, going 1-1 in week 1. Have to look so far so good for this team.
Nice win for the side of FlyQuest. Things were looking somewhat shaky, not necessarily shaky, but the game was really close until the 25 minute mark. That's when FlyQuest really exploded into the lead. But Immortals had a pretty decent early game, aside from a couple misplays from Soaz in the side lane. It wasn't looking too bad until later on for them. Yeah,
they definitely had their way into that game. The Graves did not go down. Potluck, he had a 1-0 record going into that mid game, and then just was not much of a factor afterwards. They went down the soul later on, but they were already down so much gold that it was really hard for them to fight for any dragons. But you'd have to look at their bot lane did not show up in this lane that you are expecting kills, but I don't think they didn't get the help from the jungler that they needed to be able to really stack these kills early on. So not completely their fault. Got to think that Immortals is gonna have to sub back Smithy at some point. Okay, yeah, you start the week 1 without him. There's your message, okay? If he wasn't trying hard in practice or if he needed some sort of change in attitude, message received. But you can't think that they would start too many weeks without him in the starting role. And frankly, it wasn't the jungler's fault that they lost this game, but he really wasn't a winning factor for them either.
I think that I do think it was a mistake in drafting the Graves there, though. I think their play should have been pick a jungler that can really attack the bot lane early on. I think it would have been good to see something like the J4. I'm not 100% sure if it was banned away, but regardless, I think maybe like a Rek'Sai or a J4, something that can really attack that bot lane in the early game.
And wouldn't you have rather seen Soaz on like a Renekton or a Jace or some sort of pick that has more chance to really take over the lane? Just maybe like even a Gnar or just something that where he could have really exploded out of top lane, and then let his jungler be the facilitator and him the damage.
I do think I would have liked that over the Karma. I think that he was pretty useless, to be blunt. Like he didn't really do much in that game. I think playing for lane more would have been better. He was side laning against the Set the whole game. That's what he was doing. He wasn't really team fighting until later on. And at that point, like he was just so far behind the Set. I would have loved to see something like the Renekton or the Gnar, as you said. Those are both better matchups into the Set. and I think that trying to play a for lane just would have been better for him.
And like, think of the impact of each of these top laners. Do you remember any major karma actions in these team fights? Like, I remember her starting off skirmishes, like with her W, getting some poke off, getting some damage out, but.
Yeah, no, 100%. Like, I know what you're saying there, where we saw in mid lane where she flashed over the wall to get the tether, but they didn't follow up because they Cassiopeia Miasma, and then shortly after that, we saw, like, probably not even, like, maybe like 10, 15 seconds later, where they tried to go on Cassiopeia with the tether again, but they didn't really get anything off of it, like, right? That was the only time the Karma really actually did something to engage that game. Like in fights, like you were saying, she didn't really have much of a presence. The only time it felt like anything happened was when she did that play mid lane.
And I could tell you who definitely did have a presence was Solo on that set. Now, team fights, it's like every team fight. He was in counter engaging with his ult, or just starting the fight off with his ult. And yeah, he was going down some of those fights, but he was in the middle of that team fight, soaking damage and getting the initiation. That he made way more of an impact.
For sure, Solo definitely showing why he was the right choice over Viper in that game.
I mean, the season is a long way to go, but he's showing that that now the team with a 1-1 record. I'm really excited to see how they show up week 2 and whether they end up finishing second once again. You'd have to think a top 3 performance is big.
No doubt.
Josh, any last words on this game?
Yeah, no, I thought it was just a pretty clean game from FlyQuest overall, and GG's to both teams.
Absolutely.